What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. At Continental Baptist Missions, we care deeply about healthy churches, church planning, and helping churches fulfill the Great Commission. But there's a conversation that comes up from time to time that I think we need to address, and we need to do it honestly and biblically. And that's the idea of parachurch ministries. Some people love them, some people distrust them, some people think they're absolutely necessary, but others think they're completely unbiblical. So today I want to talk through some of the biggest myths surrounding parachurch ministries and mission boards and hopefully bring some balance and biblical clarity to that conversation. Now, before we jump in, let me say this clearly. The local church is God's primary institution for accomplishing his mission in the world. Nothing replaces the church. Nothing outranks the church. Nothing should compete with the church. But that doesn't automatically mean that every ministry outside the church is wrong. So let's work through this carefully. Here's the first myth I want to talk about today. Parachurch ministries are unbiblical. This is probably the biggest argument. People say, if it's not directly a local church, it shouldn't exist. But let's think about that for a minute. A parachurch ministry is simply an organization that comes alongside churches to help accomplish ministry objectives. That's literally what parachurch means. And that's all it is, a ministry that comes alongside. The word parachurch isn't in the Bible, but neither are words like Trinity, Sunday school, youth group, seminary, Christian radio, vacation Bible school. The real question isn't, do we see the word? The real question is, does the principle support the mission of the church? In the New Testament, we clearly see cooperation happening regularly. Churches partnered together. Individuals supported missionaries. Teams were formed around gospel advancement. Paul traveled with ministry teams. Financial support came from multiple churches. There were helpers, encouragers, and support systems. Not every helper was functioning as a pastor of a local church. Now, again, the local church was central, but support structures around gospel ministry clearly existed. Healthy parachurch ministries should function like scaffolding around a building, not replacing the structure, but helping strengthen the work being done. Myth number 2, mission boards replace the local church. This is where abuse kind of can begin to create suspicion. And honestly, there have been ministries that have acted independently from local churches in unhealthy ways. But a healthy mission board should never replace the church. A good mission board exists to serve churches. As CBM, we don't want churches to depend on us. We want churches strengthened through us. A missionary should be sent by a church. They should be accountable to a church, connected to churches. A mission board simply helps with that. They help with that through logistics, accountability, financial processing, legal structure, coaching, training, crisis support, church planning strategy. That's support. That's not replacement. It's similar to how a church might use an accountant, maybe a construction company or a printing company, legal assistants, you name it, right? Nobody says that the accountant replaced the church. They're helping the church function effectively. And that's the proper role of a healthy parachurch ministry. Myth number 3, parachurch ministries steal money from the church. Sometimes you'll hear, if people gave directly to churches instead of ministries, churches would have more resources. Now, there's some emotion behind that concern, and I understand it. But here's the reality. Healthy ministries often help churches multiply their impact. That's what we're trying to do. For example, a church may not have the infrastructure to train church planners. It might not have the infrastructure to manage finances or to provide ministry care. It may be navigating certain regulations within the area when a church is trying to build or develop revitalization systems. But through partnerships, they can participate in far bigger kingdom work. The New Testament model was cooperative. It wasn't siloed. Churches partnered financially for gospel expansion. And by the way, not every parachurch ministry deserves support. Some are unhealthy. Some are personality driven. Some will tend to drift doctrinally. Some compete with churches. Discernment does matter, but abuse doesn't invalidate proper use. Bad churches don't invalidate the church. Bad pastors don't invalidate pastoral ministry. And bad ministries don't invalidate all parachurch work. So here's myth number 4. If you really trust God, you don't need structure. This one shows up especially in mission conversations. People sometimes act like organization somehow opposes faith. But throughout Scripture, godly ministry involved structure. Paul appointed leaders, churches collected offerings, teams coordinated ministry efforts. Organization is not the enemy of faith. Actually, wise structure often protects ministry. Good systems help maintain accountability, prevent burnout, handle finances with integrity, provide doctrinal safeguards, care for missionaries during crisis. You know what often destroys ministry? Isolation. A ministry completely disconnected from support, accountability, encouragement, and partnership is vulnerable. Healthy ministry is rarely solo ministry, and a mission board can help provide that. Myth number 5, parachurch ministries only care about numbers. Now, to be fair, that can happen. Sometimes ministries become obsessed with statistics, branding, fundraising, platform building. And when that happens, ministry becomes performance instead of shepherding and care. But healthy ministry should care about people, churches, and long-term spiritual health. At CBM, our heartbeat is not simply how many churches can we plant or how many missionaries can we gather. It's how many healthy disciple-making churches can we help strengthen and plant. Because rapid growth without spiritual health helps nobody. The goal isn't empire building. The goal is kingdom advancement. There's an important balance. Let me say something that you really need to hear. There are legitimate dangers with parachurch ministries. When ministries compete with churches, when they remove accountability, when they elevate personalities, when they become doctrinally shallow, when they prioritize platforms over people, that's a problem. But the answer is not blind acceptance of every ministry. The answer is biblical discernment and healthy alignment with the local church. Healthy parachurch ministry should honor the church. They should strengthen the church, serve the church, and partner with the church, not compete with it. At the end of the day, the issue isn't parachurch or no parachurch. The issue is the ministry biblically healthy and church-centered? Because when parachurches and healthy ministries work together properly, incredible things can happen. Churches get strengthened, missionaries get supported, churches get planted, communities get reached, and leaders get trained. The gospel moves forward, and that's exactly what we want to see. Guys, if this video helped clarify some of these issues, hit the like button and subscribe. And if your church is passionate about church planning, revitalization, or just simply becoming healthier, we'd love to connect with you right here and on this channel and at Continental Baptist Missions. Drop a comment below. What is your biggest question or concern about parachurch ministries? Let's have a biblical and helpful conversation about it. See you in the next video.